What's up, everybody? This is A7X Fan Ben, and welcome to another fleet making video. It will be another Universal Pirate shipping fleet with Captain Jack Sparrow. I promise I won't make these forever. I am slowly starting to run out of ideas for them, but I just wanted to put out another one. This one's kind of more gimmicky, and it uses the Paradox, which is kind of one of the weirder ships in the game. She's got more cargo than she costs points. Banshee's Cry is like that too, but Paradox is 4 cargo, or 4 points, 5 cargo. So we're gonna create the fleet here on PSM list and start adding. It's gonna be kind of a weird setup. I don't think it's gonna be competitive. This is not meant to be as competitive as your typical UPS fleet, but I just wanted to try it out as an experiment. So with 5 cargo instead of 4 like the Banshee's Cry has, we're able to add another crew that we normally wouldn't see. So it's going to be Bianco's haulers, so we can't be shot at while docked. So we do see that on at least one other UPS fleet with the Black Swan getting Bianco's haulers aboard, but here we're going to add it on a small ship. So it's probably not going to be that great of a fleet. It might be decent against like kind of middling competitive fleets, but not against the top tier fleets. I don't think it would hold up. So Captain Jack Sparrow comes aboard. We immediately need Jonah, though, in order to break the point cap of the ship. So crew placed on the ship cost no points, but they always each take up 1 cargo space. So that's important. And then you've got the negative ability there. So a little bit of a risky bet, but we need him to add a ton of points because I think there's going to be 15 points of crew on this ship pretty soon. So we're going to add Anna Maria from Caribbean. We could do Crimson Angel common version from Rise of the Fiends, but we'll keep it Caribbean, especially because Jack and Anna Maria know each other, so I guess it works out. And then we've got the haulers. So she allows crew of any nationality to use their abilities. So we're going to go Spain, and we're going to add Bianco's haulers Savage Shores version, so the ship can't be shot at while docked. And then we're going to go back to pirate for our last 2 crew. And this works partly because Captain Jack Sparrow links to all pirate ships. So therefore he bumps the Paradox's cargo up to 6 total. And therefore, even though each one takes up a cargo space, we've got 6. So we're good to go. So pretty kind of a convoluted, a little bit of a crazy setup on the Paradox. The Helmsman is partly to make sure we can redock at islands, and then obviously Explorer because we're going to be trading coins home with CJS. So yeah, that's 15 points of crew on the Paradox, and she is maxed out on cargo with a full 6 all taken up. And then the rest of the fleet, I didn't map it out completely. It's going to be similar to Universal Pirate Swan. So I'm going to start adding stuff and just see what happens. I think part of the reason I made this fleet, I think, was to save points on the setup that includes Bianco's haulers. Because Black Swan, this is what, 11, 12, 13, that's 26 total for Black Swan. Here we're only at 19, and we already have a ship that can trade coins home and can't be shot at while docked. So, of course, for those 7 points, you trade off a lot. You get the negative of Jonah, you move a bunch slower, and you have way less firepower. So that's why I don't think it's going to be as effective. But the extra 7 points that we save lets us get another ship at home, which could be pretty useful. So I'm gonna assume the rest, at least for this first iteration, the rest of it's gonna be the same as Universal Pirate Swan, except for those extra 7. So I'm just going to real quick add our double action ship here. So this way Paradox can send home 2 coins per turn. And this might turn into something I haven't seen in my recent UPS build where you send home 2 coins per turn and you try to get bonuses on more than 1 coin. I think we need Hidden Cove though. So this one used Hidden Cove for 2. Yeah, oh yeah, you need it. You definitely need it. Because Paradox can only move 4s total on the first turn, so she needs that good old Hidden Cove speed boost just to reach an island on the first turn. So we're going to add that here. And then we're going to add our gold ships that are going to stay docked at the home island and plus up the value. So good old core. The rest of it's going to be pretty typical for UPS build. Core, we got Aura, so that's another 0-point reducer that allows Aristide to come aboard despite the ship's normal point cap. And then Oarsman would take up space on the Paradox, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, you could dump the Explorer on the Paradox for an Oarsman, so I'll do Pirate Oarsman. I might do one of each on each ship, so it might be a little bit weird in that sense, but I'm going to add that one, and then I'm only going to add one more, but it's going to be French, because I'm kind of hedging my bets that the core might want a French oarsman at some point in the game, especially because Paradox is unlikely to be able to utilize more than one. So after she explores that first island, she might dump her explorer for one of the oarsmen. It depends on if an enemy ship is coming after her. If not, she might keep the oarsman in case, or keep the explorer in case she might go to a second island. But I think it's going to be hard for her to reach a second island. This is like the slowest UPS ship I've used, I think. So, so she's probably not going to be braving those waters. And then, yeah, so we're at 38 with Hidden Cove. So that's where those extra 7 points come in really handy. So that's going to be one of the biggest, that's going to be the main advantage this fleet might have over something like the Black Swan, Universal Pirate Swan fleet, is there's going to be more oarsmen to trade, and we're going to be able to get the +2 bonus on 2 coins per turn. So that's really useful. So it's going to be kind of similar to some of the old style UPS fleets that Darren made, that if I can remember, I'll put a links in the description to them. You can still see them on the Internet Archive and whatnot, where you basically swap Aristide from ship to ship, because via the free transfer rules, he can go from one ship to another when they're docked at their home island. So that's what we're going to utilize here towards the end of this fleet build. So we're going to add Lizard. Now we're at 42, and we can have some oarsmen on this one as well. So I'll add a French one, and then I'll add a pirate one as well. Actually, I might do something weird and add Lucky the Parrot. just because it's funny, and because there's a slight chance we could use him on, I've never thought of this before, but we could use him on the Paradox, and I think you could actually use it with the free transfer rules and then dump it immediately after looking at a treasure. So kind of a weird idea. I thought of that because I've already got 4 oarsmen, so that's not bad. The order is a little weird. Lizard would probably, yeah, I'm just gonna redo this real quick. I'm gonna put the French oarsman at the end, because we're more likely to trade the pirate oarsman before the French oarsman, because the French oarsman, like I said, is kind of our hedging our bets that Paradox won't want more than 1 oarsman. We've already got 2 pirate oarsmen, so this way, if Lizard goes out for treasure on her own, she can have an oarsman just to help her out or whatever. So just a tiny bit of extra insurance or backup. So that gets us to 43, so 45 with Hidden Cove. So I think this could do okay. Negative UTs and any enemy ship with a canceller is going to be a nightmare, but at least Paradox can't be shot at while docked. She has the helmsman to move away and redock at S+S, trade coins home, and like I said, the big benefit here is kind of like the old UPS fleets. You can unload 2 coins per turn and get the bonus on both. So the way it'll work, My Crown will give extra action to Paradox. She'll trade a coin home to Core. She will trade her oarsman out to the island, and then she'll unload the coin either by exploring the home island or redocking. She'll get +2 with Aristide, and then Aristide is actually going to go to the home island and then to the Lizard per the free transfer rules. And then, so Lizard would start the game with only one of these crew on board, probably Lucky the Parrot actually. And then since she's 4 points, Lizard doesn't need Aura. She can just load Aristide normally and then still have the 1 point crew and not be over on cap space. And then she might already have a coin from Paradox or whatever, or Patagonia gives up her action. Paradox trades another coin home from the same island. Lizard receives this coin, and then this one with Aristide is also getting plussed up. So it could work out pretty well. So ideally you'll get +4 on the first turn via the bonuses, and then whatever the coins are worth. And I'll probably do an anti-negative UT distribution. So I'm just going to do that real quick and then add the forts as well, just to fill out the fleet and make it clear what kind of treasure distribution. So we'll add the revealers, and then we'll add the eliminators. So these 4 will help eliminate negative UTs from the setup, because we're expecting to find some. So those will help, or at least they could help. So, and then for the last one, I don't think I want to go with Jailhouse Dog, because I think Paradox is going to be full on cargo the whole game. So she could do something, maybe something that's loaded. That could be a good idea. Maybe I'll just do Holy Water, I guess. A little bit of a defensive ET. Could do like Resurrection Codex or something. That could be kind of funny. But, or even Manawa no Kohatu for like Eternal. That could be kind of a fun one too, actually. I think I'll stick with Holy Water. I'll start with that one. And then we'll add the forts that are just kind of par for the course. Nice thing is we can get all the good ones here. So Dead Man's Point. We've got French ships, so we can add Paradis. We can add the Maw. We can add English, because we've got an English ship in the fleet with the Patagonia, so we can add both English. And very unlikely we'd get to build St. Pierre, but whatever. Just in case. So we got all 6 available forts for those 3 factions. And just to finish up, we've got coins, UTs, plus I'd probably just do the 5s again, kind of like similar to the other fleets, 3 5s. And yeah, I think that should work fine. Islands. Ironically, we might want to put islands as far apart as possible to make it take longer for enemy gunships to get to the Paradox. You could go as close as possible, so the Paradox could maybe reach a second island, but at only 4S max speed, even with Micron assistance, she's not going to get to a second island that's the minimum 3L distance away in one turn. So I'm going to say it depends on enemy fleet. If Dragon islands as close as possible, because the Dragon won't care if they're far away. If more traditional gunships, islands as far as possible to try to give Paradox more time to send treasure home. And then terrain, probably reefs, probably fog and reefs for terrain. I think Whirlpool probably would benefit an enemy fleet more than this one, I would think. And then Sargasso is a silly idea. So probably fog and reefs. No reason for icebergs, I don't think. So, okay. So that's our fleet. It's really weak to negative UTs and cancelers, but at least we've got the haulers to help Paradox survive. And we also have the unique treasures that will hopefully, limit the negative UT damage they might cause to our UPS strategy. I think the biggest strength of this fleet, beyond not being able to be shot at while docked, is the coin accumulation. So being able to unload 2 per turn and get the +2 bonus on both is definitely one of the things that makes some of those earlier UPS fleets pretty competitive, and could make this one pretty good as well. Now that I've built it out, it looks a little better than I was expecting. So those 7 points we save off the Black Swan's cost could help quite a bunch. So I think it'll do decently. I'm not sure. I don't have plans to test this one quite yet, but hopefully at some point I'll test it out. So anyway, feel free to like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to give your thoughts on the fleet, and if you think it'll do better or worse than other UPS fleets, things like that, or if you would want to play kind of a weird fleet like this in a game. And feel free to subscribe for more Pirates content. You can check out the affiliate links in the description. They'll help out the channel and my site, Pirates with Ben. And appreciate you watching. So thanks again.